Hi everyone, my name is Olivia and I'm the marketing director of Keep Me. I'm filming this today from a very sunny Singapore, though as you can probably tell by my accent, I am from slightly colder climates originally. I was fortunate enough to relocate to Singapore about 2.5 years ago now to work for Singapore's first boutique, Fit. It was during my time at Fit that I discovered Keep Me and decided to join the team full time. Now, before I start today, I just want to say a big thank you to Mel and the team at Ignite. Well done again for putting together such a great event. It's super impressive in such trying times to be able to unite so many women globally, and we feel, super privileged to be part of the event twice this year. So thank you very much, Mel. Now, before I start today, I just want to caveat that my speech is in no way here to explain to you the complexities of artificial intelligence. There is no real merit in me explaining to you the complex math that our data science team use every single day to make their magic happen. However, if this does happen to be your thing, I have a whole team of data scientists that would love to talk to you, so I'm more than happy to connect you. Just get in touch with me after this talk and I can introduce you to our data science team. But instead, I'm just here today to explain to you why we have chosen AI to tackle our industry's challenge. There are many areas of the commercial fitness business that do not have transparency. And retention is a key one of those. Although we like to think we know all of our members, we don't really know with any certainty which of them are going to leave. And if we do figure this out, it's kind of too late for us to do anything about it. If we're being honest, we don't really know which of our members would be affected by a schedule change or the introduction of a new class, or which of our members would like to purchase PT, for example. If I could tell you, as an operator, which of your members were going to leave you in 8 months' time, surely that would give you an opportunity to change that outcome. Now, this is where artificial intelligence comes in, and today I just want you to think very simply for AI as one key word, and that word is prediction, because that's the kind of key method we're going to use for it when it comes to the fitness industry. Consider this: how many metrics do you use to measure your business? And how many of those metrics are based on what has happened in the past, what is now history? How do you use these metrics to measure decisions around resourcing or staffing or campaigns or any capital expenditure? If I could present you with highly accurate insights into the future, how could this affect your operations? How much confidence this could install in your team? I would suggest that this is a game changer for anybody operating, especially in such turbulent times. Now, I know this might seem rather far-fetched and futuristic, and as though we're actually quite a long time being able to actually achieve any of these things. But despite what the media will have you believe, AI is not about self-driving cars and robots. And there are currently operators around the world, and in fact, where Mel is in Australia, using these exact methods. One thing I really want you to take from today, and if you take nothing else, is the idea that AI is not here to replace the human efforts and passions that our clubs are fueled on. AI presents us with insights and areas of our business that we need to improve on, but it still requires the necessity for someone to act on these insights. AI is actually already all around us, from the way that our calls are routed, to the way that we buy products on Amazon, or the way that Spotify serves our songs, or I'm sure it's been responsible for a lot of the documentaries and Netflix choices you guys have been binge watching over the last few months. AI is here to complement the efforts that you are already making. It presents you with the insights needed to increase the relevancy of member engagements, to communicate at scale, and to produce a high degree of certainty that just wasn't possible before. But, as I said earlier, AI requires a human to do something with an insight. AI, yeah, sure, we can add an automation, but AI will never do that for us. AI is not actually new. In fact, it's been around since the 1950s, though some would argue the first iteration of this was the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, teaching a robot how to have a heart. So you can answer that inevitable pub quiz question, which will probably be on Zoom. It was British polymath Alan Turing that invented AI in its current form. Now, over the last 60 years, the road for AI has been far from smooth, with often the academic understanding of the topic far beyond the technological capabilities of the day. AI requires considerable data to build a model, to test a model, and to refine a model. And also huge levels of raw computing processing powers are also required. And this has not been even remotely possible for the last 20 years. Between 1980 and 1990, the only place you could find this level of processing power would have been academic institutions such as universities. And these costs would be measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour. So, what triggered this change? Does anybody remember when chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov took on IBM's Big Blue at a game of chess? Now, I must confess, this was a little bit before my time, but as my much older boss reminds me, this was a huge moment for the AI community, as this battle was streamed on news outlets across the world. This was a big moment for the AI community, despite the fact that actually IBM had very little AI actually involved with Big Blue, but it scheduled Big Blue with over 200 million moves to beat Garry. So finally, the data storage sets were over. So with the data storage sets no longer being an issue, the next obstacle was the huge processing requirements that these massive data sets presented. Interestingly, a surprising source of this was found in the gaming industry, and they'd been developing graphic processors that, when grouped together, made it financially viable for data scientists to have the processing power to be able to build their AI models. Data scientists now had the processing power and it now had the storage. And over the next 10 years, they refined their methodologies and models, which brings us, I guess, to the present day. What was not even contemplated 20 years ago is now very much possible, as organisations such as KeepMe is proving the power of prediction can be brought into the hands of companies and institutions like yours, ensuring that AI is finally democratised for all. So today I want to just look at a few actual examples of how we could use AI in the current times. I don't want to focus too much on the future, considering that there's so much of it is unknown, and of course I will touch on that, but let's look at how you could actually implement some AI refinements and endorsements within your current business. Let's take retention. As I said initially, this was the challenge that we looked to solve. Mainly because when you improve it, there's so many other areas of your business which also improved, least of all your revenue. We speak to hundreds of operators, literally to operators daily, and we find that when we speak to them, retention is that issue they just don't think they have a handle on. Now, if this rings true to you, don't be too worried, as I said, the hundreds of conversations would suggest that you're not alone. So when we initially set out to look at how we could solve this challenge, we wanted to ensure that we could do so with a basic data set. So that is data sets such as a member's age, a member's gender, attendance data, that kind of stuff. We wanted to marry our own operator experience with statistical modelling, and in doing so we did well. We managed to achieve an above human prediction of 65 to 70% accuracy. Now, as I said, that's far in excess of what a human could do, especially when we're looking at a scale of 5,000 members, 10,000 members, 100,000 members. And if we'd stopped there, we would have been more successful than at least 99 other suppliers and operators in the industry. We only know of about 8 who are as accurate as that at the moment. But when we took a different approach and we stopped letting our expertise into the data, we managed to achieve a staggering 90% accuracy. Now, ladies, this is not me telling you who's going to leave your club next month with a 90% degree of accuracy. This is me telling you which of your members are going to leave your club in December 2020 with a 90% degree of accuracy, and that is a huge difference. So let's take an example. Myself, we are still currently in lockdown, but we're hoping to be out at the end of June. So let's say that I join a new gym in July 2020. And, you speak to me in mid-August and things are going well. I'm super engaged, I'm attending. But the AI is telling you as an operator that I won't renew. So if you come up to me in mid-August and say, "Hi Olivia, we don't think you're going to renew with us," I'm going to say, "That's crazy. I've just signed a year's membership. Of course I'm going to be renewing next year." But the AI sees things that humans won't admit. And as humans, we all have the capability to kid ourselves. The data doesn't. Trust the data, trust the model. KeepMe works off no emotion, just pure data. And this is how we do it. Now again, don't worry, this isn't going to get heavy. This will not have you having flashbacks to your year 11 math class. But we do feel, here at KeepMe that it's our responsibility to share kind of with you and other operators how AI actually works, especially given it kind of encroaching in so much of our everyday lives. So how do we get these prediction machines to work so well? So first of all, we take your data. As I said before, these are very basic data sets and pretty much everything you're going to find in your member management system. However, we can also take other forms of data, so NPS responses or the responses to your email marketing campaigns. And the beauty of the data is that it will tell you if it's actually relevant or not. Next are decision trees. So you'll start with an item and then they'll branch out to yes or no at the bottom, and we find a whole host of kind of outcomes. While in our random forest method, which we adopt, the models build trees. But unlike ourselves, where we may have an opinion about an outcome, the data doesn't. Trust the data, not the opinion. The model doesn't care. It will build every single data tree, every single decision tree with every single data item and start combining them in every single combination so that we get all the potential outcomes. When we take the data initially, we use the first 80% to build the model, and then we test it with the remaining 20%, so it's highly accurate before it ever sees the light of day. Now this is where it gets staggering. With a data set of just 25 data set points, so as I said, those basic things that you're going to find in your member management system, we're able to produce 33 million decision trees. Now, when you have each of these individual trees alone, they're pretty useless, but together they are highly valuable. Now, the geek in me thinks that the second part of this is super impressive, and this is mainly because I've seen what it does for our current clients in terms of their resourcing. But the great thing about this is that every single second of every single day, the model improves without you actually having to do anything. As it's exposed to more and more data, it can produce more and more outcomes. Now, in a market such as ours, which is constantly evolving, especially in the current climate, it means that the model evolves with your business. Now, when I speak about a model, I must caveat here that I don't have a kind of one-size-fits-all model. Every single model that we build is completely unique. So let's say I'm a 2-site operator down in Australia, and I have one site in Victoria and one in New South Wales. Every single model we build for each site will be completely different, so it will be drilled down to the member level. So it's completely relevant for you, your site, your team, and your business. So once we have the data drilled down to a member level, each member is given what we call a Keep Me score. And this score is produced based on the risk of that individual leaving and at which next opportunity, so not just at the end of their membership. So what can we do with this individual score? Well, it gives us as operators, the ability to start asking questions like, which of our classes is driving higher retention? Or which of our membership types is better for retention? Or, I say I'm that 2-site operator, one of my sites is at 56 and one's at 83 as a Keep Me score. Why is that? With having this knowledge and having this power enables us to tailor communications to re-engage members. Now, this is something as simple as an email or an SMS or an automated call list. And I'm sure that you'll say to me that you're already having those calls, you're already doing those things, but with Keep Me, you can ensure that those communications are successful ones. So, retention. How likely are we to improve this? Well, if you have the knowledge of which of your members are going to leave and when they're going to leave, within a time frame that allows you to do something about it, you can sort this. Especially if you have a platform with the tools already automated within the platform so that you can automate these communications and engagements. At least you'll be having a better impact than 90% of the retention strategies we see, which will be a kind of generic referral, renewal, or a generic 12-week use journey. And that's the power of having an AI-driven tool. You have the prediction, you have the accuracy, and it's in your hands. So that's retention. But how can we use AI to improve other things in your business? Let's look, for example, at second stream revenue. So say I am a gym in Singapore. As I said, hopefully we'll be open by the end of June. But let's say that my gym's reopened in July. And at the end of August, we've had a great month. We've signed 500 new members. And marketing have come to me and said, you know what, we want to push personal training offer. Great. That makes sense. We've got 500 new members and obviously everyone wants to get in shape after lockdown. So let's just blast out a generic personal training offer and hope that it sticks. No. With AI, we can now take a much more targeted, tailored approach to this. We've even had an operator increase 30% of their second stream revenue by following this very simple method. So how does it work? Firstly, we only engage people that actually want the offer. So this means that we can engage the members that are engaged and we don't have to wake any sleeping dogs. Secondly, we only present them with an offer that's at the price or quantity point that they actually want. But even armed with these two core things, which again is much more advanced than most operators are doing, we're still leaving money on the table. Finally, and this is my favourite kind of thing, probably because of the results that I've seen for our clients, but say I have a 1,000-person membership of the 500 new members. So I've got this overall, I've got a 1,000-person membership and we want to push this personal training offer. So great, we've managed to identify who we want without disturbing them, but each member's different. So maybe Ian, for example, wants a 5-class pack, but not a 10. Olivia, well, I want the full 10 pack. And Mel, she's been loving our virtual PT sessions during lockdown and she's decided that she wants a virtual offer, but isn't sure about the physical one. Using a platform like KeepMe, we're now able to know this information so we can tailor each communication to be able to improve the outcome for both parties. So I send Ian a 5 but not a 10. I send Olivia the full 10 PT package, and Mel, we send her a virtual package, and we just throw in a free PT physical session to get her back into the gym. So we're targeting the correct people at the correct price point, but it doesn't stop there. This is where smart automation comes in. Once we have those two pieces of information, we're then able to serve the member this correct visual, tone, language within the automation. So I could send myself, for example, a 10-pack PT offer with a picture of a girl that looks similar to me, similar age, similar gender. And this great thing is that this happens every single second of every single day. As I said earlier, we've had an operator increase their second stream revenue by 30% by following just this method. Not only have they increased by 30%, but they've also got a highly engaged membership base, and that should never be taken for granted. As I said, the beauty of this is every single time that someone meets this requirement, they're automatically sent this personalised, correctly formatted communication. There's no intervention from your staff, and it happens every single minute, every single day, without you having to do anything. So this ensures that it's getting done, that your targeting is accurate, and it must ensure better performance. Now, I just want to conclude to say that I hope that I've shown that there is a place in the fitness industry and in the wider world for our tech. For an industry which is so obsessed with tracking their own personal workout data, we've installed this discipline operationally. The most valuable tool you have is sitting on your MMS systems. It's your member data. And that you therefore have all the foundations in place to be able to let predictive technology transform your business. You don't need a data science team, you don't need crazy resources or crazy budget. All you need is a laptop, your data, and KeepMe. The most valuable resource you have to moving into an AI world is sitting right within your club. I guess what I'm excited about moving forward is not what we're currently doing, but what we will be able to deliver for our clients in upcoming months as our knowledge and methodologies are developing further. AI currently is seen as a competitive advantage for operators, but in the next few months, especially coming out of such turbulent times, it's going to be a competitive necessity. I've covered only but a fraction of what I could today, and I'm more than happy to speak to anybody offline. So please do get in touch with me through Mel or through my LinkedIn. And thank you again, Mel, for having us. It's been a really great opportunity for us to speak on the power of prediction. And again, I thank you for uniting so many women globally during this time. Thank you.